Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly couldn't remember why you were there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall a name you've known for years. If so, you're not alone. As we get older, many of us notice little moments where our memory doesn't feel as sharp as it used to. But here's what I want you to know. Forgetting where you left your keys doesn't have to be your new normal. In fact, there are simple, everyday habits that can help keep your mind clear, focused, and strong well after 60. Welcome back to Wise and Well, where we talk about living your best life at any age. Today, we're diving into 5 brain-boosting habits that can help you avoid memory loss and stay mentally sharp. These aren't drastic changes or expensive treatments, just small, powerful tweaks to your daily routine that add up to big results. So, let's get started. The first habit is one you've likely heard before, but it's so important that we can't skip over it: staying active. Now, I'm not saying you need to train for a marathon, unless you want to. Even gentle movement, like walking, swimming, or even dancing around the kitchen, gets blood flowing to your brain, which helps keep your memory strong. Think of your brain like a garden. It needs steady nourishment to thrive. When you move your body, you're essentially watering that garden, helping your brain cells stay healthy and connected. And here's the best part. You don't need hours at the gym. Just 30 minutes a day, even broken into shorter walks, can make a real difference. Maybe it's a morning stroll with a friend or a few laps around the mall when the weather's bad. The key is to find something you enjoy, because when it's fun, you'll stick with it. And that's when the magic happens. Now, let's talk about the second habit: eating for a sharper mind. You've probably heard the saying, "You are what you eat." And when it comes to memory, that's especially true. Some foods act like super fuel for your brain, protecting it from aging and even helping you think more clearly. So what should you be eating? Start with omega-3 fatty acids, found in foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. These healthy fats help build and repair brain cells. Next, load up on colorful fruits and veggies, especially leafy greens like spinach and kale. They're packed with antioxidants that fight off damage to your brain. And don't forget berries. Blueberries in particular have been shown to boost memory and slow down mental decline. Now, I know changing your diet can feel overwhelming, so here's a simple trick. Just add one brain-boosting food to your meals each day. Maybe it's a handful of almonds with your morning yogurt, or grilled salmon instead of chicken for dinner. Small changes make a big difference over time, and soon you'll be eating for a sharper mind without even thinking about it. And that brings us to our third habit: challenging your brain regularly. Think of your mind like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weaker. But when you give it new problems to solve, it stays strong and flexible. This doesn't mean you need to study advanced math, unless you enjoy it. It can be as simple as doing a daily crossword puzzle, learning a new hobby like painting or gardening, or even playing cards with friends. One of my favorite ways to keep the brain engaged is learning something new. Maybe a few phrases in a different language, or how to play a simple song on the piano. The key is to keep it fun so it doesn't feel like homework. Now we've covered 3 powerful habits so far: moving your body, eating for brain health, and keeping your mind active. But there are 2 more game changers we'll explore next, including one that works while you're fast asleep. So stay with me, because the best is yet to come. You know, sometimes the simplest habits make the biggest difference, especially when it comes to keeping your mind sharp after 60. In the first part of this video, we talked about staying active, eating brain-boosting foods, and challenging your mind with new activities. Now, let's dive into the next 2 habits that can help protect your memory and keep your thinking clear for years to come. The fourth habit is one that might surprise you: getting enough quality sleep. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Easier said than done. If you've ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., you're not alone. But here's why sleep is so important for your memory. While you're resting, your brain is actually hard at work. It's sorting through the day's experiences, strengthening important memories, and clearing out the mental clutter you don't need. Think of it like a nightly cleanup crew for your mind. So how can you improve your sleep? First, try to keep a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. Our brains love routine, and going to bed around the same time each night helps regulate your internal clock. Next, create a relaxing bedtime ritual. Maybe it's reading a book, not on a bright screen, sipping caffeine-free tea, or doing some gentle stretches. And here's a tip you might not expect. Spending time outside in natural light during the day can actually help you sleep better at night. It helps keep your body's natural rhythms in balance. Now, let's talk about the fifth and final habit, staying socially connected. This one is often overlooked, but it's just as important as diet and exercise when it comes to brain health. Have you ever noticed how a good conversation with a friend can leave you feeling energized and sharp? That's because social interaction stimulates your brain in unique ways. It challenges you to listen, respond, and even recall shared memories. But here's the catch. As we get older, it's easy to become more isolated. Maybe friends have moved away, or getting out isn't as easy as it used to be. That's why it's important to be intentional about staying connected. It doesn't have to be big gatherings. Even small interactions count. Could you call an old friend for a weekly chat? Join a local club or community group? Volunteer somewhere that matches your interests? Even regular video calls with family can make a difference. The key is finding what works for you and making it a consistent part of your life. Because here's the beautiful thing. These social connections don't just protect your memory, they add joy and purpose to your days too. Now, before we wrap up this section, I want to share something important. These habits work best when they work together. It's like building a safety net for your brain. Each habit supports the others. Maybe you start with morning walks, habit number 1, then meet a friend for lunch, habit number 5, and enjoy some salmon and veggies, habit number 2. See how they fit together? In the final part of this video, we'll bring everything together with some simple ways to make these habits stick, plus one bonus tip that could make all the difference. Because knowing what to do is one thing, but making it part of your life is where the real magic happens. So stay with me. We're almost there. You know, sometimes the most powerful changes come from the smallest shifts in our daily routines. We've covered so much ground together in this video, from keeping your body moving to feeding your brain the right foods, challenging your mind, prioritizing sleep, and staying socially connected. Each of these habits is like a puzzle piece that, when put together, creates a complete picture of lifelong brain health. But before we wrap up, I want to share one bonus tip that ties everything together: managing stress. Now, I know what you might be thinking. At my age, shouldn't I be past all that stress? Wouldn't that be nice? The truth is, stress affects us at every stage of life, and as we get older, chronic stress can actually shrink the part of our brain responsible for memory. But here's the good news. Simple daily habits can help keep stress in check. Try this. Take 5 minutes each morning just for you. Maybe it's sitting quietly with your coffee, listening to the birds outside, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. This small moment of calm sets the tone for your entire day. Another powerful tool? Deep breathing. When you feel tension rising, try this. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, then exhale for 6. Just a few rounds of this can signal to your brain that it's okay to relax. Now, I want to remind you, progress beats perfection every time. Maybe you'll forget to eat those brain-boosting foods some days or skip your walk when it's raining. That's completely normal. What matters most is that you keep coming back to these habits, one small step at a time. Think of someone like Martha, a 72-year-old viewer who wrote to us last month. She started with just one change, adding a 15-minute walk after breakfast. Within weeks, she had more energy, so she began trying new recipes with brain-healthy foods. Then she joined a book club at her local library. Now she says she feels sharper than she has in years. Her secret? She didn't try to change everything at once. That's what I want for you. Not a complete overhaul, but gradual, lasting changes that fit smoothly into your life. Maybe today you'll decide to swap your afternoon cookie for some walnuts and berries. Perhaps tomorrow you'll call an old friend you've been meaning to catch up with. Each small choice adds up to big results over time. Here at Wise and Well, we believe your later years can be some of your most vibrant, full of clarity, connection, and joy. And it all starts with taking care of that amazing brain of yours. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits are you most excited to try? Or maybe you've already discovered something that keeps your mind sharp. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could inspire someone else. If you found this video helpful, do us a favor. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Wise and Well for more tips on living your best life after 60. Because you deserve to feel healthy, happy, and mentally sharp at any age. Here's to your health, and to remembering exactly where you left those keys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.